right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fair. So what I take away from what yourself and Anthony has just shared is that one, certifications are a validation of knowledge, right? And they also provide you an opportunity for learning and expanding your perhaps into other roles. Now, taking us to our next question, because you talked about the several domains that are in the tech space. Some people are confused and they are wondering, where do I start from? Tech is wide, right? Tech is wide. You have data science, you have cybersecurity, you have cloud administration, you have IT auditing, you have software engineering, etc. Chima, what will you advise? What will you advise? Where do I start from? I'm new to tech. I've done financial control all my life, or I've done non-tech auditing, or I've been in internal control. Where do I start from? Chima.
Yeah, Tony, thanks for the question. And good morning, everyone. Tony, there's no particular way to eat your food that will make it interesting to you. It's just you have to start from one corner of the plate. You know, at the end of the day, the objective is to get filled, get satisfied, and keep alive. So I will advise everyone to start from somewhere. Where is your strength? When Tobet talked to us, she talked about looking down into your strength, the area that you have built a bit of capacity that you're comfortable with. Yes, it's good to grow out of your comfort zone, but when you're starting, please start from your comfort zone. So it is also good for you to understand that having a silo knowledge will not keep you in the business of tech. You know, in risk management, there's what they call risk interdependencies. If I have a people risk, it can actually dovetail into a strategic risk. It can dovetail into financial risk. It can dovetail into even technical risk and all that, depending on how interrelated they are. So the interrelatedness of the function that you have decided to have a niche in has to come to play when you're functioning. Yes, I am a data scientist. What are you going to do with the data? Remember, from the point of tech, we are here to do what? To support the business, to sustain the business, and to protect the business. That's all we're here for. And all is for the business. So all that you require as a tech person to be able to deliver the objective of a business should be the bottom line for you. So as you're coming into tech, you don't need to fight all the angles. Take your fight from one corner. You have an area of strength. Am I good in looking at gaps? Then build the capabilities required for you to be able to function in that perspective. Yes, I want to be an IT auditor. You cannot be an IT auditor without understanding what you're auditing. Remember, so there are basic pre-requirements for you to be able to deal with the issues. Some of the people that have actually moved, I have an interface with some people that I've even find here who are transiting into tech from some of the operational functions that we have in organizations. And I try to see them say, yes, I've done CISM, I've done this, I've done that, I'm attending classes on this and that. That's capacity you're building. So sustain that, continue with that, build that capacity to be able to become an IT auditor, even when you're not an IT auditor. And remember that an IT auditor is functioning to be able to protect the business, ensuring that the effectiveness of the controls put in place to secure the ecosystem and the practices that are effective enough to achieve the objective. So for you to achieve that objective, you have to have that capacity to deal with the emerging and existing issues and requirements from that function. So the summary on this is start from somewhere, but remember, there are dependency knowledge that you need to acquire to be able to sustain your position in that function. Being an IT audit person is not enough. You need to understand what you're auditing. You need to understand why you're actually auditing. You need to understand what the requirements to audit are. And that's it for me, Tony.
Okay, thank you. Shay, you want to take a stab at that?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, so I am just thinking on top of my head, like, Tony, it seems you have these strength and power on how to layer question that will lead to order. I like the fact that the importance of selecting a career path, the certification was what the first thing is. And I like that combo of what Chidi and Tony and even Ife has said on all those value, validation of knowledge, increase marketability and all, even respect within peers and what even takes you to that boardroom first, selection of CVs. So if I'm going to look at it, just let me add something to that. And then I move to this question that just to extend what Chidi just said. Another thing that I see there is job retention. You know all of what I'm even talking about, what gets you to the room. What about the lateral movement? Where we are, your retention increases. There's this lateral movement that you have within the space you have, where when people see that you have enhanced academic performance in terms of skills and knowledge, that academic performance that dovetails into your work, the subject matter expert with your certifications or with your growth. So you are bound to have this, it makes it easier to build a case for promotion within your organization and you climb the ladder. I've seen people that worked that what took people 12 years took them like 3 to 4 years to get to that role because of that career path they've chosen in tech and how they've done well the subject matter expert in the past. So other things could be gaining networking opportunities after you are certified and then your credibility as a subject matter expert within your peers. Like Ife I just spoke, I will tell you that there are so many networking groups that it belongs to because they are CISSP. Once you become CISA, you see group of auditors like where we are now, people that are joining us that will become CISA and people that are tech advisory group, people that are joining us that will become CISA or those that are CISA already that are ready to help those that are there in the community to grow. So it leverage on that. So going to the second question, what I would say, choosing the right path starts with understanding the path you want to take. That's how I see it. I want to understand, there are so many, let me tell you the truth, it's a deep ocean. And what we are doing here is we want to let you know how to even start, take the step. So if you take the wrong step at the beginning, you might have even gone to a level of that time factor may not be within you. You now have to come back to say, oh, this is the right path, for which some of us, like I and Tony have extended in the past, where we say nobody even gave us direction. We just dived into the ocean. But now that you are here, you have a path. How would you naturally understand the value of the path that you want to take? There are two types of understanding. The value to yourself, value to individual, and value to your organization you are. So value to yourself in the sense that all the things we've talked about, the doors, certifications, and that path will open to you. Then the value to the organization is that how you want to feel in that employee retention and the like. Then you not choose a certificate path. So I use a tool. I'm dropping that tool on the chat now on how to start. I think I've been using it quite some time now, and that guy is so good that I dropped it on the chat. And Tony, I don't know if you can permit me just for 1 minute to share that tool on my screen.
Please go ahead. Let me see. Do I need to make you an okay? You're already sharing. Fantastic.
Can you see my
screen? Yes, we can. Interesting.
So I got the link. I'll just show you how to do it. Everything that has been said, just choose a path. But to my left, you will see beginners, you will see intermediate, and you see expert. Whatever career area you want to choose, there's an explanation. And when you click it, it takes you to the URL of that certification body. That is how I work. So you have on top of you have communications and network, you have identity and asset management, you have security architecture and engineering, asset security, risk that Chidi explained on, security and risk, testing, security assessment and testing, software, and security operations. So anyone you choose, you see that own world all the while is CISA. Can you see, as
Wow.
an intermediate auditor, CISA, once you click this CISA, it takes you, you see the next thing is it takes you to explain everything around, which is the proprietary, the person that owns the CISA, what is it to say? From there, you can now say, okay, but I'm even done with CISA. What is ISACA saying as the next part to take in an information systems? So if I go back here and say, I'm choosing a path for Juniper as, what's it called? Ife has said, Palo Alto. I click, it takes me there because I want to do network security part. It takes me to all I need about educational service, and you learn. So you have to do a level of understanding to know how you be a beginner in that part, what I need to do to not be an intermediate person, then what takes me to an expert. And that is what you see down to the left. So that tool will basically explain to you. It's a big ocean. Can see the map up here. And I don't
Indeed. It is. Please go ahead.
So the guy that did it has even exhausted. They need to choose that part and now start building, they're doing research and all on it. So understanding the part, understanding the certification part, understanding know what the value is to yourself and to your organization, and hit the ground running. I think that's just my own little coin to it. Thank you. Tony, I'm done. Can you hear me? You're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic, Sheyi. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Someone says Sheyi for president. So Sheyi, you have Temitope's vote. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So aside what Sheyi has said, two things I'm taking away. Chima talked about picking an area and making the sacrifices required, right? And then Sheyi also mentioned understand the path you want to take, and he has provided us with a tool, right, that we can actually use to simplify this entire thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this feedback. Interesting. Okay. So my next question is to Kunle, right? Kunle, you've had a diversified career base, yourself and Chima. Very interesting career from customer service and all of a sudden you're in tech risk. Was it deliberate or accidental? How will you say the diversification has helped your career in tech, meaning what you were doing previously? How has it helped your position now in tech?
All right, thank you everyone, and good morning to everyone. It's a privilege to be here to see some people that I even look at as leaders within the industry, having to sit on the same panel with them. Okay, so to answer your question, I'll just briefly give you a background of myself. I studied accounting from school, and after I graduated, I just had this feeling that I'm not cut out for accounting. I tried, I failed 8 years, the first stage, so I just stopped it. And a lot of people said your first job will most likely determine your career path. I'm not of that opinion at all. So when I started off, the first job I got was customer experience within the telecoms industry. So yes, within 2 years, I got a team lead role. And I was doing so well. I was close to getting to managerial role, but I had that unfulfilled thing within me and just felt, come on, no. So I'll roll back a bit. After I graduated, when I was concerned about what to do, a friend of mine told me that since I like to audit, have I considered auditing IT? And to me, all I could do in IT then was just to check my Yahoo mail and nothing more, basically nothing more. So I wrote CISA exam then. I wrote it 3 times. It was on the 3rd time that I passed. In fact, at that time, all my savings in NYC, I went down the drain inside CISA. I got almost discouraged, but I kept on doing it and I passed. So after I passed, it took me 3 years for an employer to take a chance at me because I felt I did not have the experience. So I knew there was something more that I could do. That yearning was there. So I started off in a bank. So I remember at that interview, they asked me, can you write scripts? And sincerely, I've never been exposed to SQL then. So I told them categorically, no, I couldn't. So I just felt there's no use for you. But guess what? Helped me out. I've had experience in fraud investigation while I was in telecoms. Anytime there's a fraud investigation in the contact center, I handle it. So I use a bit of tools. So that was how I moved into fraud investigation. And by extension, I was investigating electronic fraud. And that was how I got to know. I was glad when you talk about Ruke. That was how I got to know someone like Ruke. I might not remember him, but that was how I got to know him. So I felt that IT is the thing. Temitope has said a lot. See, no matter the career path you found yourself now, IT has infiltrated it. So I wanted to learn more because I believed I had come late into the IT space, coming from an accounting background, building a career in customer experience, customer service. So I kept learning more, read a lot of books. I researched a lot. I just wanted to know so much more, know so much more. And I realized that IT is so wide. So like Sheyi said, I didn't really have someone to guide me. I just wanted to be an IT auditor. I didn't really have someone to show me the path that, oh, these are several things you could do, not just being an IT auditor. So I found myself in an opportunity within security compliance. That was when I learned to use some tools and learned more in security. And I realized that, oh, okay, so I need to learn more. I need to write security exams. So that kept spurring me, the quest for knowledge. It kept spurring me, and I kept moving on and on and on. And that's why I would say it's been very, very rewarding. I heard Tony talking about the pay when you were doing your introduction, saying that it's okay. I won't say it's okay. It is very rewarding. Even when we look at what's going on in Nigeria currently, it is very rewarding. In just one of my groups this morning, someone posted that they're looking for an IT auditor with a grade of BO. A grade of BO in a bank, it's like 2 or 3 grades above entry level, depending on the bank. And hey, I don't think there's any bank paying less than 400,000 a month for a BO or 500,000 now that some have done salary review over the year. It is very rewarding. So for me, my quest to learn more has made me to move through several parts of IT. I've done IT audits, I've done security compliance. Currently, I'm in risk management, risk assurance within the information security team. And it's just my quest for learning, and I network a lot. Guys, I would like to say this. Family, I'm diverting a bit from the question I've been asked, but I just feel I should impute this. Network a lot. It helped me so much. The number of friends I have right now, I'm not the kind of person that have lots of friends, but if all my friends I have right now, they are previous work colleagues, and I learned a lot with them. So please network a lot. Take advantage of this tech assurance group that you are. Please, there are diverse knowledge you could learn there. So that's how I was able to build cross functional experience. And I also did some other exam. I have lead implementer certification too. So what I realized is for you to build across, you need to also get some certification, increase your knowledge, and I'm telling you, you'll be able to add value to yourself, and you'll realize that you'll be open to not just one particular career path. You have several. Guys, IT is wide. In tech assurance alone, there are a lot. Like I said, I've done IT audit, I've done fraud and forensic investigation, I've done security compliance, I've done IT risk, I've done, I can't even remember some roles again. So, and within the space of 7 years, I was able to work in 4 banks, 1 investment firm, and I'm in an insurance firm right now. So, please, a lot of people have said a lot, but I would say is it depends. It now comes down to you. you need to have that drive and keep building on it, research a lot. And believe me, sky is the limit. Sky is just the start there. Thank you very much.
Interesting, Kunle. Coincidentally, Kunle is a very special guy. He reached out to me and said he would like to support what we are doing in the cyber tech community. You know, he was really one who did that. He recognized the enormity of the task ahead, right, in building the next generation of tech risk experts. Thank you for your insights, Kunle. Chima, I think one more question for you, because Chima needs to leave us. He's currently supposed to be in another session. How does one build cross-functional experience in tech? How does one build cross-functional experience in tech? You move from you started out as a sysadmin, you moved to sales, right? Corporate banking, you moved to credit. I was surprised when I was going through your profile, right? You moved to credit, you moved to and then you moved to project management, and you're now in cybersecurity. I forgot to mention that Chima is also has season alongside other certifications. How did you build that cross-functional experience, or how does one build cross-functional experience in tech? Does it have to be deliberate, or you just allow your institution to keep pushing you around, and wherever you land, you're fine? Because I'm still struggling to reconcile sysadmin, corporate banking, credit operations. I'm struggling, right? And I'm sure a couple of us will be.
Thank you, Tony. Since you got personal, I will also have to define my personality as a bit restless. You know, one thing that drives me in life, is the paradigm shift from just silo operations to integrated and enterprise operations. And I like to know, and I like to do. You know, start from personal perspectives. I do a lot of things. I play football, I play music, I do all the things. There's nothing I do not do. I represent organizations in football, lawn tennis, I sing, I lead choirs and all that. So I like to do everything. I don't like to sit on the fence. And that earned me, and some of my Yoruba friends call me Okurim Mary or something, you know. So what that means.
Whatever that means.
So that makes you look like you're a workaholic. At the end of the day, you find fulfillment in doing that. And
so you're saying you were deliberate, right?
Yes, very deliberate. In my last organization that I left, my exit email was proudly stated that I'm a rare being who moved from between 4 domain areas without being forced to move. You know?
Oops. Is it me or
businessman?
Breaking it?
You must sell that tech. If you can't sell that tech, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. It's clear.
I said one thing all the tech people here should understand is that while you're tech, remember one day you'll be a business owner. You must be a marketer. Yes, you're going to go to banks to take credit, because that's the best way to test your efficiency in managing that business. You don't test business management efficiency by using your funds. You test it by the borrowed funds, and that's how you know how you manage cost of funds, how you manage returns on investments and all that, while you're leverage in the sense that you took loans to do that business. Self-funded businesses do not define you as a good business manager if you don't know credit, if you don't know how to manage borrowed funds. And that is why people get others to run their businesses for them. So I want to encourage us here. It was a deliberate move, and it was born out of the need that I needed to do something for myself too. We also have our plan Bs, and our plan Bs have to be functional while we are doing plan A too. And you need to build the capacity to run that plan B. Yes, you find yourself in an organization that has presented you with about multiple departments, multiple work areas and all that. You'll selfishly go and kill yourself in one area that you build capacity. Definitely, you need to be selfish about it. Sometimes move from that your comfort zone, job shadow, even if you're not moving permanently. I saw an opportunity to move to telecoms, which was in corporate banking. And I put up a paper that I wanted to move. The MD then was so, he was so excited about it and he supported me. And that became my mentor at that point because he led me through. The first person that taught me cash flow analysis when I moved to corporate banking was a copper. At that point, I was already an assistant manager, and the copper became my student after about 4 months, because I started sensitizing the cash flow and doing some scenario planning with the same cash flow. So these are things that are not easily found in tech areas. Then you need to understand that you need to manage the risk in your business. So when I moved to risk, definitely you need to manage the risk in your business. So you cannot, that's what I talked about, having an interdependency, interrelatedness connected with whatever you're doing in life. If I am today seeing an auditor come to my desk, am I going to sit down there and wait for an auditor to come and see the gaps in my process? Am I going to look for the value manager to help me assess my value realization, to understand that this solution I'm building, which is meant to drive the business, is not yielding the value? Remember, one of the reasons why we are tech is because we are supporting the business. That's the first thing. And we are sustaining the business. And we cannot just implement initiatives that are just for the sake of, this is the beauty of it. It's not beautiful projects we should run from tech perspective. We should run the right projects that drive the organizational strategy. And you cannot drive that organizational strategy without understanding the business. And that is why I contest sometimes when I see tech people say, no, I'm technical. No, you're a businessman doing tech role in a business environment. So you are supposed to be a businessman. I find auditor control people come in as auditors sometimes and they say, no. I like a control man coming to do risk assessment for me to make sure that that error is not made, because the cost of error is higher than the cost of preventing it and correcting the error. So I like a control man here who comes into my projects to do risk assessment to make sure that the efforts required to do post-implementation review is minimal and I don't have to do every work. I like to someone who does a business analysis to do a benchmarking to be sure that the risk that is embedded, that there was the issues that actually triggered in implementing a project in an organization ABC does not emanate, does not crystallize in my own projects that I'm dealing with in organization XYZ. And that's by the way of ensuring that we're optimizing our processes, we're optimizing our investments. We need to think like businessmen. So don't forget that for you to think like businessman, you need to know the business. So my movement was a bit of a transition. Now I'm back to information security. I came back to information security, of which I was for over 9 to 10 years, because before information security was pulled out from IT, every sysadmin was a system security person. He was also a network security person, remember? So, so those things were not things I missed, because even in my personal endeavor, my plan Bs, I was still doing IT. So let's be deliberate about these things. So if I pulled out from IT, does not mean I left IT. Yeah. I probably would have been doing IT selfishly somehow by the side, without it conflicting with my personal, with the organization I'm working for. So if you find yourself capable to multitask sometimes, so please explore it. In every organization you find yourself, let's be deliberate, let's be hungry and be foolish. I like to use that word. Let's be hungry and be foolish. Foolishness leads you to ask questions. Hunger makes you yearn for knowledge. You understand? Ask all the stupid questions. You'll get the good answer that will correct your foolishness. Then be hungry for knowledge and be hungry to be out of your comfort zone, because one, what these things do to you, I can tell you, it influences your peers, and it actually helps you, trigger and affect decision makers. I mean, influence decision makers. They're able to see you negotiate your way through every process. There's this self-confidence you have. and it helps sharpen your management skills, And one of the other things I realized that my movements did is it makes you seem like you're indispensable, even when you're not indispensable. People tend to look out for you as a go-to person because, one, you're not thinking just from tech perspective. When you're thinking projects, I'm thinking the business. I'm thinking, when you're thinking the output of a project, I'm looking at how do we get into business continuity to make sure that even what the tech is producing does not affect the business. When you're thinking tech, I'm thinking, what is the value? What will it impact? What's the impact? When you're thinking tech, I'm thinking risk. When you're thinking tech, I'm thinking, optimizing the processes to make sure that I have minimal losses in terms of effectiveness, efficiencies around running whatever operations you're running. So with all these diversified movements, it actually has formed me a little bit more, that I don't think I missed anything being out of IT when I was out of IT, because I'm in IT now, I'm in tech now, and I'm still running tech. That's all.
Thank you. A few things I took away from what Chima said. He talked about job shadowing in helping you build cross-functional experience, job shadowing, seeking mentorship, and it's important that you understand the business. Yes, we are in tech. We are here to support. It's not just about being technical. You should be able to tie that technicality to the business. You must be able to tie the technicality to the business. That way, you know the why behind the job you're currently handling, right? You know the why behind the job you're currently handling. We are out of time, and we still have about 4 or 5 questions to go, and maybe opportunities for people to ask questions. What do we do? Chima, we can let you go now if you really need to be away. Guys, can we do an extra, say 15, 20 minutes? Is that fine? Or we just end? There are just a few questions. Okay. So, okay, interesting. Okay, so for the next questions, please, in less than 1 minute, let's just answer so that we can take questions from the audience. Tony, your